question. Now, as June had mentioned earlier, Bram, you have to be very careful that you don't cross the line of worship when you're asking the saints to intercede you.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you go to certain parishes, you find the faithful, with all good intention, might cross the boundary to adoring or worship the saints, and that's not correct.
Okay.
So what actually June was alluding to is one of the ways of interceding to a saint is there are two ways you can do it. Number one, the church in its wisdom already have a prayer formulated for each saint. If you just Google Saint Maria Goretti or Saint Teresa of Lisieux or Saint Teresa of the Child Jesus or Saint Catherine of Siena or Saint Jose Maria or Blessed Alvaro or Saint John Paul II, the church already has like a certain prayer that you can use to pray when asking them to intercede for you.
All right.
So that can be the number one place to go to. Number two, and this one I'm saying it very delicately, you can also just ask them. Just be like, I have a job interview, St. John Paul II. See, you do your thing, and we'll be grateful. So you can also be a prayer that you formulate.
Okay, you just call your saint and ask for ask your petition.
Petition, yes.
Right.
Yeah, but if you can start by just checking out online. There are already prayers that the church has already formulated for all the different saints that we have in the church.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can speak to them as a friend.
Okay.
Like the same way even with God, you don't need formulas.
Okay.
The simpler the better. God asks us to be like children.
I like that.
So just speak to them as a friend. Yes, you might want to do a novena like to St. Rita or St. Jude. But then also you can just speak to them like as a friend, and and as a, like I remember I talked about an older brother or an older sister.
Yeah.
And I think just to reference back to what Alvaro was talking about in terms of understanding worship, in the Catholic Church, of course English is a very narrow language. There's just one word for worship.
Yeah.
But in Latin, they actually we make like about 3 or 4 distinctions about levels of veneration. And the adoration and the veneration that is only due to God, which is the worship that we talk about, that is latria.
Okay.
That is only due to God. Then Our Lady has a special one because like after God has given her that great grace of being the Queen of the Saints. And so that particular veneration, it's veneration, it's not worship, that we talk about is hyperdulia. Then for that is to Saint Joseph is protodulia. Then to all other saints that we know, like just that honor and respect and veneration because of their heroic faith and their exemplary lifestyle, is called dulia. Okay. So you see, in Latin there's that very clear distinction about veneration. But in English now, because of that veneration might look like worship, so people confuse it with worship.